In this video, we are going to be analysing MEGL. So to get straight into it, firstly, you just want to note, in case it is a stock you are bag holding, firstly, you saw the stock gap to $250 near its IPO. I mean, it IPO'd around 48. Whenever you buy a stock above its IPO price, and this is just a lesson for the future, you are always taking on so much risk because literally all IPOs fall below their IPO price. So whenever you are buying, I mean, usually their IPO price is the premium, and that's why even when they go higher, you are just taking on unnecessary risk. More than likely they'll fall. Usually not in a scenario like this where it crashes that hard, but they will fall below their price. So just do take that into account. If you are trading IPOs and you are looking to hold it overnight, more than likely it's going to fall below its IPO price in the first week, month, or even in extreme case, a year. So obviously, because it sold off so much, these deviation levels are very wide. So we can see our closest resistance on the longer term time frame is really $14 to $18. Now, this doesn't really help us considering the stock is around $3. I mean, we would need to go up at least 500% to even get near a level. So really, the only thing we can do on these kind of charts is go onto the shorter term time frames. So on the left, we'll have a 20-day chart. On the right, we'll then do a 10-day chart. These can give us levels for if you're trying to day trade it, or even do maybe a short-term swing. These are levels you can look at. But really, if you're bag holding, if video is not going to be for you, something you shouldn't be holding by now. If you're down this much, I know you're probably thinking, well, it can't really go much worse. It will just, even if you get a small amount back, I mean, I'll leave you to do that. I'm not going to say anything. This is more for the trading side of things. Again, not usually a company you'll invest in, so these probably aren't going to be investing bias levels. And these will usually just be day trading or short-term swing trading focused. So as of right now, our closest resistance is $3.10 and $3.25. So seeing that, this would be that key layer of resistance. And if we can break that, then there may be some upside opportunity in a small breakout. And what we mean by this is, you can see in the past, we kind of get these large kind of like pieces of momentum, and that's really what you would expect if you were able to break out of this level. And what do we mean by that? We mean if you can break the 310, the 328, you want to see a break above it, come back to retest it as a support, and then you'll most likely get a push to that 345. And then this is where really the bigger moves will come, because there is a wider difference between the deviations, and that will be if we can break over the 345, you want to come back for that retest. And then really our target would be around 380. So in that kind of trade, there's quite a lot of upside. Again, you can have those tight stops. That's the benefit of getting on the retest. You can see there's 10% upside if you're trading the retest. I mean, you can see the levels at 328. Really, you can have a stop at $3.24. So if it falls below there, most likely the level has not held and it is going to continue lower. So you can get that really tight stop with a lot of risk to reward going in those trades. And that's how we look at these. I mean, I personally don't really trade small caps anymore, focus more on the large caps, but this is one way if I do occasionally go on to trade the small caps. And again, I will never hold them overnight. I don't like trading small caps overnight. I will only day trade them if I do. But that is how I would trade them. Wait for the breakover, come back for the retest, and then play the move to the next target. Again, usually locking in maybe some size throughout the trade just so I can move my stop to break even, turn it into a risk-free trade from then on. If we break further, we are looking at $4, $4.15, and $4.65 as kind of these upside targets. But again, because these are a 10-day and 20-day chart, the likelihood of us getting to near $5 within the next 10 days probably isn't all that likely, and by then those levels will update. So that's the only problem with this MEGL. Unlike our other videos, these levels will only hold for probably the week. Once the week ends, these levels will probably be quite different from where they are now. We would have to do an updated video. So that's why I only really do analysis on this when people request it in the comments, because I don't want to just keep hammering out videos on MEGL. But someone did request it, so here it is. Now, if we do start falling, you want to see some potential long bias areas. And again, because we would be looking at these levels as a day trading level, they're just kind of scalp longs we would try and get. And on the support side, you usually trade them actually a bit differently. You can usually just play the initial hit. You can just have your limit usually at the 273 and just try and play it for, 10-15 cents. Or another way to trade them is wait for that test of the level. And then once you're able to break the candle high, you kind of trade that, because that could indicate the upward move. But then obviously you need a larger stop. So it's always down to, do you prefer to get in a bit early less probable that the trade's going to work, but you take on less risk. Or you get the high probability setup, but you do take on more risk to be able to do that trade. So that's always down to the trader. And if we fall lower, we are looking at 260 and breaking down to kind of final levels at 236, $2 and 190 would kind of be those other levels that we're paying attention to. And again, there are a lot of levels here, but on this kind of stock, it can be quite volatile. You could easily see us tomorrow get to 275, or you could see it get to 328. Wouldn't be all that surprising considering today seems relatively small. I mean, if you look on the daily chart, doesn't look like there's too much movement, and that's a 5% move. So you can see big movements on this stock isn't unlikely to see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe and check out one of these 2 analysis videos.